but this morning our focus on your snowmobile. How's that been going this winter? It's interesting season, isn't it? Especially this winter. We're going to look back a little bit. We have three great guests with us. Excited to have these guys in. Want to thank them for making the trip and joining us. Excited about this. We're going to cover a lot of good stuff. We have Jason Roy. Jason, the Dodge County Park Supervisor. And Jason, as we bring you in here, good morning, sir. Good to see you face to face. You and I have emailed. Good to have you in.
Thank you for having us. Yes, we have tried to do this for quite a while, and we finally were able to.
Well, it's good to have you. Thanks for your effort and all this stuff. Thanks for bringing these guys in. Right next to you is Butch Gunther. Butch, is that right? Your last name? Is that how you pronounce it?
That's right. Good morning.
Well, good morning to you. Good to have Butch in. He is the president of the Dodge County Association of Snowmobile Clubs. Good to have you, sir. Excited to talk with you. How are things going
They're
for
going
you?
good. It'd be nice if it stayed cold and got a little more snow, but
Sure.
we'll take what we can get.
That's good. How long have you had that position, Butch?
I've been the president for association for about going on 6 years now, and elections are coming up. It sounds like I'm going to be elected for another round. So I must be doing an acceptable job anyway.
Good for you. Excellent. Butch Gunther is here. Also, we welcome in to the show Ryan Maines, and Ryan is one of two conservation wardens from the Wisconsin DNR. Ryan, did I get your last name correct, sir?
Yeah, it's Manis, but that's all right.
Manis,
Good to
I'm
be
sorry.
here.
Sorry,
Nope,
Ryan.
that's
Good
okay.
to have you. Thank you. Thank you. And thanks for all that you do. So you were assigned to Dodge County?
Correct. Yep, I cover out of HorrorCon.
Excellent. Good. Ryan Manis, I'm sorry. Ryan is with us. Excellent little panel of guests here. We have some very cool stuff to talk about. Jason, let me go back to you. And I guess as we start here, your position, how long have you been doing it? And there's a lot to it, isn't it, what you do?
There's a lot to it. There's a lot more than I thought there was. I've been in this position since September of this year. Prior to that, I was the recreational patrol deputy for the Dodge County Sheriff's Office. So I transitioned from the Sheriff's Office into the Park Supervisor job. A lot of that stuff, what I did for the Sheriff's Office was the DNR stuff. Worked a lot with Ryan and Butch in my capacity as that. So taking over for this, states the coordinator for the snowmobile program within the county. And there's a lot more than I thought, as I said. But, you know, that's where Butch and Ryan come in. We all kind of hit this as a team effort, and we work very well together to bring the snowmobile program to Dodge County and make it what it is.
And it is something else, isn't it? Is it fair to say still growing in popularity? It's big, isn't it?
It is big. I think it is growing in popularity. Snowmobiling is fun. It's coming around quite a bit.
No question. And in Wisconsin, just quickly here, so many great spots, isn't it? That's what the state is known for, isn't it? In one aspect, yeah.
This time of year, yes.
Yeah.
Wisconsin is known for their snowmobiling and ice fishing. Mm-hmm. And we still do brats on the weekend.
That's right. Jason Roy is here, Dodge County Park Supervisor. Very good. Ryan Manis, if I could go back to you, Ryan.
Yeah.
And again, tell me a little bit about what you do. Again, assigned to Dodge County. What does that mean for you? What on a daily basis, what do you do?
Sure. My job changes seasonally, so whatever's going on with the public and with the sportsmen, essentially, I'll pretty much be focusing on a bunch of different stuff. But this time of the year, it's basically snowmobiling and ice fishing, like Jason had just mentioned. But again, as the season changes, so does my job. So I work a lot with the fishermen and the hunters. So I pretty much focus on fishing game stuff and wrecked vehicle stuff, and I perform all the law enforcement associated with that.
Having sort of a mild winter, how does that affect what you do? Has that been a big thing for you this winter?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Depending on the winter, it depends how often the trails are opening and closing. So if the trails are open, I'm out there. On the trails, if they're closed, I'm obviously not. So depending on what the weather's doing, that's going to pretty much dictate what I'm going to do for the day.
And the safety side of all that, right?
That's correct.
A big part of what you do?
Huge part of what I do. I'm essentially out there to promote safety, and my job is to protect everyone that's out there, make sure we're all recreating in the safest way possible.
Well, Ryan, again, thanks for coming in. Thanks for what you do. That's very cool. And Butch, sir, to bring you in. And okay, maybe just right off the bat here, to stay with that somewhat of a mild winter here. Give me your take on that. What's been going on this winter with that?
Well, as many people in the area can imagine or even see every year, some years we get a lot of snow and a lot of time to ride trails, and some years you've got to load up your sled and go up north and ride where the snow is available. So it can be challenging from year to year from the association's vantage point. For numerous years in the past, we've had hardly no snow, not really any trails have been open, so our job would be relatively easy. The clubs, which we have 19 in these,
You cut him off!
know what
My
clubs
battery
they can look
almost
for
died.
if they're unaware that there's a club they can join. So of the 19 clubs, we've got Fox Lake Snowblazers, Waupun Drift Jumpers, Beaver Dam Snowcats, Lowell Track Masters, the Burnett TT Riders, Randolph Trail Busters, Juneau Snow Marauders, Teresa Pioneers, Leroy Knowles Country Riders, Horicon Marsh Club, Rock River Snowmobile Club, and Silver Creek Riders Club. And then we've got in Rubicon the Overlander Snowmobile Club, the Sinisippi Trailhawks, and the Ridge and Valley Cruisers from the Hartford area, North Lake Nomads, as well as the Oconomowoc Throttle Jockeys, and then last but not least, Neosho Nomads. And I did forget, we do have Columbus Fall River Club over there as well, named the Snowblazers. So if any of you are avid snowmobilers but not really club members, we sure encourage you to look them up. Most of the clubs listed have something on the internet, whether it's a Facebook page or a website. Please check them out. We're always looking for volunteers to help us with the trail system.
Butch, thanks for that. Jason, to go back to you. So we just heard the list. There are a lot of folks involved there, right, that love snowmobiling.
A lot of folks that love to snowmobile. And I'll touch on what Butch said about the clubs. Our office manager, Karen Boyd, has done a marvelous job recently with updating all of our website for the the county parks, and has all the snowmobile clubs on there. And if anybody logs on to our website for the county, they can go right to the snowmobile clubs. There's a hot link. They can check out every club that's in the county through our website.
So, Jason, to stay with you for a moment, I just maybe want to present this to everybody. So the Dodge County Snowmobile Program Trail System, making it successful, right? Your take on that? How do you do that? How do you approach that?
Well, we have over 500 miles of snowmobile trails in Dodge County, which is that's huge for a county this size. That's a lot of snowmobile trails, which is nice to see. A little over 320 of those miles are funded by the state through the DNR. We actually get a grant for that. So when these guys go out there's a lot of work that's involved with these. All these club members that go out prior to the season, they go out and they mark these trails, they level the fields, get them ready to go, marking the trails, and then talking to landowners and getting permission from the landowners, because the landowners are the ones that make this work. Without their permission, we won't have these trails. So these guys go out, they invest the time talking to landowners, marking the trails, going out, grooming the trails, getting them ready. All that work that they do, they submit that through the county office, and then we look at that, and then we send that up to the state, and the state actually comes back and reimburses a little bit for that. So about 320 miles that we get reimbursed for. There's about 180 miles of club trails that these guys just do it on their own. They're putting a lot of time and effort into this, and through us, through the clubs, through the DNR, it's a great working relationship that we all have together. So it's a successful
huge,
program.
isn't
It
it?
is.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure. That's Jason. Thanks for that, Butch. To bring you in again, to make it successful. Wow. I mean, as Jason just said, okay, the work that's put in, the detail, right, and of course, obviously the advantage is you guys know what you're doing. You have the landowners, a lot of cooperation.
Yeah,
it sounds like that's great.
Our county is no different than any of the 72 counties in the state. I mean, we all have to work together with the county associations, with state association, the Association of Wisconsin Snowmobile Clubs, all those organizations and all the members that are doing the volunteer work to make this trail system happen. But I'd like to expand a little bit on what Jason mentioned about the landowners. If it weren't for landowners giving us permission to put our trail across their land, we wouldn't have this system, as he said. And just one thing, we'd like everybody that rides the trails, enjoys the trails that we put in, to really respect the fact that they are passing or driving on someone else's property, and that we've got permission to stay on the marked trail. And it's been an issue over the years. People are riding essentially off the trail, and maybe Ryan will touch on that, that's involving trespassing and whatnot. But We just want to thank the landowners for giving us the opportunity to run the trails, and we expect there and really hope that other users may feel the same way.
Yeah, Ryan, again, Ryan is the conservation warden from the Wisconsin DNR assigned to Dodge County. Trespassing, other things, right? All things we need to keep in mind here.
Absolutely. When it comes to snowmobile